Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife review for you. Today, we have the Off-Grid Scorpion. This is a knife that I'm surprisingly very impressed by. We'll get into why as we go on here. $220. Before that, you are getting S35 VN titanium frame with these carbon fiber inserts. It is made by We Knives, so can't complain about the build quality. Obviously, they're always great, and this continues to be so. It does come in other versions. This is the blackout version. This is the newest one. It also comes in a gunmetal gray, just basically bare titanium with a stonewash blade, or this black handle with a satin blade. So you can go to their website, pick those up. They're also just available on Amazon. So if you have an Amazon Prime and you want to get it fast, you can do that. I mean, the guy who ordered this for me, Snuggle Tummy, thank you very much, ordered it for me to check out. It's going on to another reviewer after me. It was here in like a day and a half. So pretty awesome. Pretty quick delivery. I trust Amazon's delivery a lot more than U.S. Postal Service right now. So if you're in a hurry to get one, maybe go that route. But really cool, compelling knife. It is a big one. I know it didn't look that as big in the pictures as it actually is. This is a knife that, like, as far as the looks go, I wasn't that like, oh my God, I gotta have one kind of thing. But then I saw some other people that I really respect, review it and talk about it. Mostly Metal Complex was raving about it, but even before he did his review in text and messages and stuff. And yeah, he's right. This thing is pretty darn impressive. We'll get as to why as this review goes on. Let's do some specs and size comparisons though before we go too much farther. You have a blade length of 4 inches. These are all 1/2 inch squares, by the way. Overall length of 8.8 inches. Blade thickness 0.154 inches. I'm going to be really precise on this one. Handle thickness 0.48. Weight, according to my scales, of 4.96 ounces. So really not that bad for a big old titanium frame lock. I can't really complain about the weight of it at all. It's not a lightweight by any stretch of the imagination. But if you're shopping for a 4-inch blade, probably don't care as much about the weight. Let's do some size comparisons. We will start out with our usual Spyderco sandwich. We have the Paramilitary 2. You can see it's significantly bigger than a PM2. And the Para 3. And then next up, we will bring out our usual Benchmates, and then a couple of other titanium frame lock kind of knives. We have your full-size Benchmade Griptilian and the full-size Bug Out. So still bigger than both of those. Now we'll bring out a Hinder XM18. This happens to be a skinny, but it's the same length as the regular one. You can see just a little bit bigger than XM18. And now a knife that this kind of in spirit reminds me of. There's a lot of things different about them, but I don't know why. It just seems like, as far as like use and intention and stuff, I would say the Spartan Harsey folder. I carry this one a whole lot, and carrying this, I don't know, they just kind of remind me of each other. I don't really think they look that much alike in looks. There's a few little things that look similar. They have a ramp in roughly the same place. They call this a reverse Tonto blade. Okay. Who knows what a reverse Tonto is anymore? They seem to slap that thing and everything, but about the same size. About the same like hand filling sort of feel. Maybe this fills the hand just a little bit more because it's a thicker handle, but I don't know, just in kind of overall spirit and feel, they remind me of each other a lot. This is a little slicier though, which we'll talk about right now. The blade on this thing, S35 VN, and it's We that made it, so their heat treat's usually pretty good. Again, this is a coated blade, but you can get it in a stonewash or a satin. It's really slicey. I know for that thick a blade stock, you wouldn't think so, but it's 15 thousandths behind the edge. It is very slicey. Excellent edge out of the box. Razor sharp. The tip on it is a bit daintier than you would expect for a blade this thick or a blade this long. But I'm not too worried about snapping it off or anything like that. But I wouldn't call this a heavy use blade. I'd call it a slightly heavier than average use blade for an EDC knife, and but still retaining a lot of good sliciness. I have no issues with that. The sharpening choil on it, they did all right. There's still just a hair, the plunge on there, but it's not too bad. Yeah, I love the blade on this. It's one of my favorite things about it, and we'll get to that more in the conclusions. But yeah. As far as the ergos go, pretty excellent. I was not expecting it to be this good just from the pictures. It looks, kind of blocky, which isn't always bad, but it does have just enough of a swoop on it, that it really does fit your hand really well. That jimping and that little upsweep is perfectly placed. Can't feel the pocket clip a bit, so no issues there. It's a bit slick, but it has enough jimping in the right spots where it really holds your hand well. Like a lot of times this jimping on the spine of the handles really isn't functional. It actually feels functional on this knife. It's not bad at all, I have to say. Pretty darn good. As far as the carry goes, bring out Eo Levi's, which are holding up much better than Eo Wranglers, I do have to say. You do have a deep carry pocket clip, pretty nice one, just with the off-grid logo on there. And nice deep carry clip. It's fairly slim in the pocket. It's not bad at all. Flipper tab is very well hidden. You really hardly even notice it, and there's no jimping on it to scratch your little pinky anyway, so not too bad, I have to say. And the weight, again, I don't think slightly under 5 ounces for a very large titanium frame lock is anything to complain about whatsoever. Does slide in and out very easily because it's just riding on titanium. It seems to have enough tension to actually keep it in the pocket, though. Do really enjoy that. If I was a really complainy man, I would say I wish these were recessed screws, but honestly, even on thicker jeans, there's plenty of room for it to go in and out. Never had a problem. Action-wise, it's a Wii. It's great. I've done nothing to this. I haven't oiled it or anything, haven't turned a screw, and it still does that. The action on this thing is just superb. Detent is perfect. I have not tried to shake it out. Let me see if I can do that. I'm doing off camera, I assure you. No, you can't. I can't shake it out. So very well done on the Detent. Overall, this thing is freaking awesome. I do have to say, I'm not in love with the looks of it. I will say the gunmetal gray one with the stonewash is what, if I would have bought one of these for myself, that's probably the one that I would have gone with. And then I think I would like it even better. I was offered a choice when Snuggle Tummy said, hey, I'm going to send you one, pick one. I chose this one because it's the newest one. And I thought maybe that would, you guys would rather see the newest version of it because other people have reviewed this before. But I got to say, my impressions after having this thing for a week and a half or so are, yeah, I may have to get one to do a longer term review with. I really think in my tastes lately, like one of my most carried knives is definitely the Harsey. I think this is kind of in my wheelhouse now. It does also come with some cool stuff, which I'm going to show you here. It comes in a very nice box. Slide it open, and you get a coin with it, which is pretty cool. I think that's pretty neat. Not a lot of companies including coins with their knives. So off-grid knives, and then the Elite series, and then it's very specific to this specific knife. So all the ones in their Elite series get these coins, and they are specific to the knife, which I think is pretty freaking awesome. A little 2020 on there and everything. Pretty cool packaging, I do have to say. Very easily accessible. You can just get them off of Amazon. So yeah. If this was mine, it would be a keeper. It's right now, I might have to get one just to do a longer term review on it. I think I'd like to have one of these around for a while. Like I said, I'd go with the gunmetal gray titanium and the stonewash blade, but that's just me. That's just your picks. But yeah, great freaking knife. Well done, Off-Grid, just from out of nowhere. And if you want to go to their site, it's offgridknives.com, and you can find that they do budget stuff as well. I don't know where everything is made, but I think all their Elite series stuff is made by Wii, so can't really knock that. I like it when a company actually says exactly where it's made, and if it's made by Wii, why would you not tell everybody that? That's what I don't understand. So the Black Mambas, I know that one's made by Wii, and I'm really excited to try one of those as well. That's a slightly smaller knife with a kind of sheep's footy sort of blade on it. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've definitely been enjoying having this thing around to review it. Again, enough so much that I may actually have to try and purchase one. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Hopefully you'll see another one of these later on in a long-term review. I've been Brian. Have a good one.